Hello, I am more than 24 hours late. I do apologise. It's been a busy few days with all the catching up after Christmas and various events and things going on. But I am here. I am here for the 8-week update post gastric surgery. And as you can hopefully see, I am looking and feeling very well. I hope I look all right. People tell me I do. I certainly feel all right. I feel really healthy and I feel like a new woman. So I'll get you the weight update because I know there are people who do want to hear about that first and foremost. So since the beginning of September, when I was at my heaviest weight ever and decided to have the surgery, I have lost 24.8 kilos. That's 54.7 pounds or 3 stone 13 pounds. So very, very nearly 4 stone. And since the surgery on the 16th of November, so 8 weeks ago, 8 weeks and a day ago, I have lost 18.1 kilos. That's 39.9 pounds or 2 stone 12 pounds. So I'm really, really happy with that. But very importantly as well, I saw my surgeon yesterday for the first follow-up, and he was very, very happy with how I'm doing. I also showed him my blood results. I had my bloods done last Friday and he was very happy with that. So obviously the way I'm eating combined with the vitamin supplements that are expected after this kind of surgery, it's all working very well. My iron levels, actually my ferritin is the highest it's ever been, really nicely in the middle of the target range, which it hadn't been for a very long time. So that's really positive. So everything's going really well. Now, I want to talk to you particularly today about positive psychology because, as you know, this is what I do for a living, but it's also really what is helping me through this because it is tough. You know, I talk to you about all the wonderful things and I've been reflecting over the last 8 weeks, and it's difficult not to just talk about the wonderful effects when things are going so well and when I feel so well. But actually, looking back, it's also important to reflect on the fact that this is a very difficult journey and that it's been a very difficult choice for me to make as well. It's not something that you can enter into lightheartedly, and it's certainly not something that I wish to minimise the impact of. It is huge, and although I haven't suffered with much pain, I've suffered with quite a lot of discomfort which I feel is worth the results I'm seeing and hopefully the long-term end result. But it is important to not minimise this, because one of the things I was worried about before the operation is this cheating somehow? You know, should I be able to do this on my own? And I've talked about this before. It's not cheating, it's doing the right thing. It's doing the thing that I needed to do in order to be healthy and well. And so it isn't cheating and it isn't easy, but it is important to just kind of remind myself of that from time to time as well. And to talk about that in a bigger way because of all the other people who are doing this. And somebody contacted me on Instagram recently, just asking how I felt after the first 48 hours because she was quite worried. She's about to have the surgery, and I commended her for her bravery, and that's really what I wanted to just talk today about. I talk about positive psychology, and within the context of positive psychology I talk about character strengths and the importance of working on your character strengths, developing them and honing them and practicing them deliberately. And to some extent there's some really interesting evidence, research evidence that shows that if you do that you can be happier and in some circumstances even reduce symptoms of depression, particularly if you identify your top 5 character strengths, the 5 signature strengths, and you choose to focus on one of them, for example, over 7 days, and take that one strength, find 7 new ways of working on it, of using that strength, and you do those 7 ways over 7 days, so 1 per day. That has been shown by research to improve happiness and reduce depression. But overall there is an awful lot of evidence out there about the work with character strengths, identifying them, honing them, learning how to use them and recognise them in yourself as well as in others can be really beneficial to well-being overall. So I want to focus on the character strength of bravery because I've been reminded of that today in the context of political campaigning, which those of you who know me outside of the weight loss sphere and outside of the positive psychology sphere, I'm an avid campaigner for a people's vote and to stop what I feel to be the disaster of Brexit. But that's not what this is about. I'm talking about the bravery of campaigners in general. And yesterday I went to see an amazing school to interview the head teacher and look around for my new book on positive education, and I was reminded of the importance of bravery in the context of teaching. And teachers are very brave for doing their job in the first place. It's a hard, tough job to do. I know, I was a teacher, but they're also very brave when they're going against the tide of just focusing on grades, on academic results, and recognizing that actually results are really important academically, but equally important is children's well-being and flourishing, and that actually flourishing is the combination of academic results and that well-being, and that when children are well, they learn better, they perform better, as do we as adults. So the teachers that do this stuff are really, really brave, and I absolutely commend them for that. And so I've been thinking about bravery and courage a lot this week, and actually thinking about bravery and courage in the context of what I'm doing, of undergoing drastic surgery, because I'll be honest, there are times when I feel a bit of a sense of loss and mourning for the way that I used to be able to enjoy food, which if I succeed at sticking to what I need to stick to, and not eating beyond the point when I'm no longer hungry and making myself feel overfull, which gradually would stretch my stomach, that takes effort every single day, every single meal. Even though the quantities are small, particularly because they're small, it's visually not very satisfying when you look at your plate. And so naturally I would want to eat more even if I'm full, and because for a lifetime I have eaten beyond the point of fullness, it's hard to do. So it is hard work, and it is a brave thing to do, to change your relationship with food, and I'm not ashamed to say that. And I just want you to think about your bravery and your courage. What areas of your life have you recently been courageous in or brave in? It can sometimes be really little things. Maybe just expressing an opinion when you think that the people around you might disagree. Maybe standing up for somebody that is being picked on in some way. Maybe doing the right thing. Whether it's political campaigning, whether it's in your job, whether, you know, standing up for your principles in whatever way, or doing the right thing for yourself, whether it's starting going to the gym, or losing weight, or ending a toxic relationship, for example. And doing these things take courage, and it takes courage and it takes bravery. So I want you to think about that, about all the little and big ways in which perhaps you have recently been brave. And if that is a strength that you want to work on, maybe consider writing down 7 ways that you can practice bravery over the next 7 days. And then over the next 7 days, do that and think about that. Reflect afterwards how it's made you feel, and how it perhaps has improved your mood or your sense of well-being or happiness, or perhaps improved symptoms of depression or anxiety if that's what you were feeling. So that's my tip on the positive psychology front. This is really helping me in terms of the weight loss, in terms of sticking to what I need to stick to, and I hope it can help you in all aspects of your life, whatever you are doing that you need to be brave or courageous for. So have a lovely rest of the weekend. Apologies again for the delay, but I prioritised relationships and my work and other things that I needed to put in front of actually doing this video this week, so I'm sure you'll forgive me for that. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and I'll be back next week with another tip and another update. Bye!